Good evening and welcome to our final game here in Jessheim for the Winter Paralympic Games qualification tournament. There's one space remaining and it'll be one of these teams that goes to Milan in March for the Paralympic Winter Games. What a tournament we've had, and it's all led to this final game here. This is game 15, and despite playing 4 games already, it is still anyone's game. If you win this game, you win qualification. Japan, they lost against Korea early on in the competition, first game, but they then defeated Slovakia, and Norway lost last night to Slovakia too. So both of these teams bested by Slovakia, but who will come on top after this game here? A bit of history repeating itself here. The last time these teams actually met was at the last qualification tournament. That was the first game of that tournament, and now it's the last. And here we go, puck drop here by Bobby Esposito from the USA. With line on him, on the lines of him, Pavel Blazik, Czechia, and Tony Rundström from Sweden. And we'll see an early icing call here as the puck comes back to the Norwegian zone. Like I said, these two teams are tied on points. It'll be the winner in whatever regard that will take that ticket to Milan. Backer. Shot down the ice here. It's going to be icing though. Again, straight back to the Norwegian zone. In that previous meeting, 4 years ago now, in Berlin, it was Norway that took the win there, 2-0. Will we see the script flipped though? Pseudo, and a horrible deflection there from Bakker into the net, and Japan get their goal early. Bakker's not going to feel great after that. Right off the stick, sat in the crease, and it went into the back of the net. Again, just remind us from the bench, just keep the cool from Japan. Probably a worthwhile reminder. Of course, in the last Paralympic qualifying tournament, neither Norway or Japan made it. Different story this time though. One of these teams will go to the games. Kumagai on the face-off to reopen. Pseudo credited with that opening goal. We'll see icing here from Japan. Japan in black, Norway in their white jerseys. Oisef versus Kumagai on the face-off dot. And there's a penalty here. Holding penalty on the Japanese captain there. Masaharu Kumagai. Norway get the power play. Can they even out this mistake early on? Oisef in the face-off. Backer. Shot in, not on target. There's a good crowd here for Norway as well. Backer shoots, deflect there from Matsushita. Yukai. Tossing it down the ice. Ito's going to chase it. We've seen some great stuff from Ito this tournament. Backer. Dumped back into the Norwegian zone. 44 seconds left on the Norwegian power play. Pedersen here with a puck. Pedersen has not played for 6 years. Making the return in this tournament for Norway. And what a great start to the tournament he had. Here we got Backer here. Shoots. Comes just off the side of the net, I think. Backer might be enthusiastic to right the wrong from early on in the game. Sudo with the clear, and both teams are back to full strength. Japan killing off that penalty. Great pass out to Solberg there. He'll dump it in. Vanes under pressure from Ito. Kronberg. Put in center, but Solberg doesn't get on it, and now it's in Japan's possession as they dump it out of the zone. Kronberg, good job keeping it in the zone there. A shot there by Solberg. But it will be covered up. Oisef on the face-off here. Pedersen. Shot just blocked. Yukai now will collect. Pressure from Oisef. Oisef getting the puck, passing it to Backer, forcing Hori to make a save there. Hori, at the start of today, best save percentages in the competition so far. He's really kept Japan in this tournament, and now they're playing for qualification. Skullbeck in here. It's wide though. Oisef to dump the puck in. Sudo to Yukai. Yukai passes it up, but passes it to a Norwegian player. Pedersen now. One stick. Yukai. Nearly took it offside. Sudo. Nordstoga losing his stick there, really hampering his ability. And it'll be iced by Norway. So we'll see that face-off back in the Norwegian zone. Backer here. Passing up. Cruikshank now with the puck. Again, can't get that pass. Ito now, we know how speedy Ito is. Ito still with the puck. Shoots it in and it goes behind the goalie there. Andreasson beaten by Ito's shot. Japan 2. Norway 0. We're still in the first half of this period here. Now Japan are already up by 2. There's good vibes on the Japan bench. Referee Esposito will drop the puck. Hamder along the boards. Pedersen doesn't get to it. Yukai carrying the puck into the zone. Norway throwing everything they can at him to shut him down. But now Nitsu blocked by Norway. Pedersen with the puck. Matsushita's going to try and shut him down. Sudo. Yukai gets the puck. Sudo skating hard. That loose puck there. Oisef along the boards to Kronberg. Oisef. Back to Solberg. Tries to feed it in, but blocked by Sudo there. Japan will send it along the boards. Backer shoots it in. Again, just met with Japanese traffic. Backer skating into his own zone, passing it up. Ishikawa here, to Sudo. Norway just throwing as much pressure as they can at the Japanese. Runners will chase. Doesn't get to it, Yukai. With the puck now, passing it out. Allowing it to be cleared. And it'll be a race now. Ito. Shot not on target. Mitsu. Skullbecken to collect this puck. Passing it up to Baka here. To Hamre, shot on the net. Saved though by Watoru Hori. As I was saying earlier on, leading the goalkeepers in save percentage, 94.2% save percentage. Incredible. Nordstoga just wide. Kronberg will just dump it in. Again, back to Kronberg. Ishikawa tried to clear, doesn't. Kronberg, shot on net and into the glove there of Hori. 4 minutes 24 remaining in the period. Oisef and Yukai. And that will be covered up by Hori. Four minutes left of this period. We have a face-off in Japanese zone here. Back to Lingeroff. Along the boards here, Vanes to pick it up. Shot in towards the center slot, but nobody there. Baka keeps it in. But had Ito coming right towards him. Vanes now try to keep it in, but can't. Ito now, this is dangerous for Norway. Ito skating through the Norwegian defenders, shoots, and it's right over the goalie into the goal. Ito scoring Japan's third of the game. We know Ito is dangerous, and he proved why we think that. Ito Itsuki with his second of the game. And Japan are now ahead by 3 goals in the first period. Skullbecken passing it to Baka here. Baka shoots, and it's just saved there by Hori. We know Japan have good goalies, but he's absolutely proved it this tournament, has Hori. Pedersen. Norway needs to find a way to leave the zone. Yukai will just dump it back in. Backer along the boards. Ito will try it and keep it in. Fails. Score beckon. Pedersen with the puck here, shoots, and it goes off the side of the net there. And I think Hori got a piece of it as well. Oisef is trying the side of the net, but is absolutely shut down by the Japanese defense. Baka shooting across into the corner. Looks like we've got penalties here. Roughing penalties here for Ole Oisef, captain of Team Norway. And then for Japan, it looks like Mitsu will also be in for 2 minutes for roughing. 4-on-4 here. And it's 1 minute 49 left of the period. Vanis and Yukai on the face-off dot. Ishikawa to Ito. Drop pass there to Baka. Vanis will just put it on, but finds the stick of Sudo instead. Baka, however, offside. Runners, this is Yukai on the face-off dot here. Solberg just come into the zone. Ishikawa. Solberg here tries to spin and shoot, but just not on target. Yukai here now. Coming into the zone. Baka. Passing it back to Vans. Yukai here with a chance. Pokes it under the goalie. Goal. Yukai. Shosai Yukai with a goal for Team Japan, extending Japan's lead to 4-0. It's such good vibes on the Japan bench right now. But still, Coach Ryu Miyazaki still focused. 40 seconds remaining in this period. Puck is dropped once again to get play going. Backer along the boards. Matsushita will dump it in. Ito on the chase. They will be offside though. Backer able to just dump it into the Japanese zone now as the period ends. And what a period for Team Japan here. We know that both of these teams are ferocious contenders. But Japan, backed by the mighty Wataru Hori, able to find 4 goals for themselves in just the first period. For Team Norway now, this is a big break and they need to regain their confidence before the game gets away from them. We've said before, and Team Norway staff said it to me, they are their own worst enemy here. Sometimes they just let the game slip away. We're in for an exciting 2 more periods of hockey here. I'll be back in just under 14 minutes time as we see and come back to period 2. Welcome back, we're here for the second period. Japan 4, Norway 0. Norway has put themselves in a bit of a sticky situation here. At the start of today, we had 4 teams at the top, tied on points. We knew that the winner of the game earlier against Slovakia against Korea would get their ticket to Milan. Slovakia winning that, and it's the same for this game. Tied on points to the top. Japan versus Norway. Whoever wins this game secures their route to the Paralympics. Final game of the tournament. Norway need to find at least 4 goals from somewhere. Let's hope that their coach, Frick Yule, had some words to say to them. We'll see both teams return to 5 skaters. Everything is on these next 2 periods. Ishikawa here behind Japanese net. Oisev here with a shot, save. Back to Oisev here. Oisev shoots on net, but not on target. It's now a delayed penalty on Norway. Nitsu. And as Hamrit touches the puck there, interference call on Pedersen. Giving Japan the power play. Right now, Norway need the man advantage going the other way. Japan doing such a good job straight away in this game, just asserting that dominance. Some great shots on net as well. Beating Andreas Sundt, who's not having such a great game. Of course, Bakker here with the puck. Putting the puck into his own net at the beginning of the game. Tied up here at the boards as Ishikawa just uses his stick to try and poke the puck free. Solberg wrestling with the 2 Japanese players. It's loose. And Varnes will now be the one trying to protect the puck at the boards. Japan get possession though. Yukai. Great stop there, just disrupting Oisev's plans. Kumagai. As Oisev will knock it back the other way. Wrestling with Sudo here. It's loose behind the net. Oisev tries to just clear it around the boards, but fails. Kumagai back the other way again. To Ito. Ito with 2 already this game. Clear there by the number 16 for Norway, Nordstoga. Yukai. Shot just across the zone there. Hand pass called. So the face-off will be called outside of the zone. 3 seconds left on Norway's penalty. We're already 3 minutes into this period as well. Pedersen back on the ice. Pedersen just put off the puck there by Sudo. Yukai will just clear it around the boards again. Norway just seem to not be able to keep it in. And now Norway offside. They're going to have to retreat before they can make an attack, but Japan are already on their way the other way. Penalty now on the play here. Just after killing a penalty of their own, Norway will get a much needed power play. Norway need to convert this. The Norwegians in the stand here watching, supporting their team. Currently the Japanese bench is the much more vocal of the two. Oyseth with the puck here, passing across to Bakker. Bakker with a shot. No goal comes through, but off the post. Everyone here thought he was in. Bakker. Again, Bakker shoots, scores! Over the right shoulder there of Hori. Oyseth just trying to tee up the bench a little bit. Japan though, they're still 3 goals ahead. Norway really need the momentum to fall their way now in this game. 10 minutes 28 remaining on this period. And we get a timeout for Team Japan. Interesting time to take a timeout. We're still in the first half of the game here. But great awareness from Coach Ryo Miyazaki here. Just realizing his team have let a few things slip. Doesn't want to let Norway run away with it too much. Adjust the things that need adjusting. But this is crucial time as well for Coach Frick Yule. He gets this minute to also talk to his team. And they're all there, listening intently. What a moment in this game. Will this be the moment that turns the entire game around? Or will Japan just see it as a minor speed bump? Oyseth getting the crowd behind the home team here. This feels like a big moment in this game. Oyseth, this is Yukai on the face-off to restart the game after that goal. Lingra. Ito bringing the puck back into his zone. Trying to give him space to skate with. Skolbeck in his back with the puck. To Petson. Yukai just protecting the puck. Looking for that space to pass into. Ito now. Bit of a challenge from Skullbecken, but it's nothing. He said Oysef will now claim the puck for Norway. Yukai into the Norwegian zone. There'll be icing. Cruikshank here against Yukai. Varnes still with the puck. Japan managed to just poke it away, but it'll be kept in here by Baka. Cruikshank dropping it back to Varnes. Varnes along the board to Baka. Varnes just off his skates. Baka racing against Ito here. To Varnes, passing it up to Cruikshank. Now it's Yukai with the puck. He'll be looking to clear it here. Ito dumping it into the Norwegian zone. Nordstoga needs to collect it. Drops it back to Baka. Hammer it just with a shot. Just wide though. Sudo behind the net. Picking it up. Mitsu. Yukai. Skullbecken shooting it along the boards, almost seemed like purposely to maybe entice Japan with a too many men call, but it'll be icing. And we'll see face off back down into the Norwegian zone. Strong showing here from Japan. Halfway through this game now, 7:27 left on the clock for this period. And Sunt will cover it. Oysef against Kumagai. Baka clears it out. Japan tried to keep it on side but fail. Back to Oysef. Lingeroff dumps it in. Pedersen is going to chase. Ishikawa. And it's dumped back to Matsushita. Shot in there by Skullbecken. Skullbecken here at the blue line just to receive that puck, dump it back in. Oysef just couldn't get the shot on target. Pedersen behind the net now. Nishikawa will just take the option away from him. Oysef chasing Matsushita for this puck. Cross ice there. Kumagai will get the opportunity now to dump it out of the zone. Norway send it straight back in, and Pedersen is chasing. Ishikawa sends it straight back out. Bakker on his front. Ito passing it up to Morisaki, but Skolbecken will get here first. Dumps out the zone. Matsushita dump it right back in. Skolbecken loses his stick, making it a bit more difficult for him. Norway short-manned as Skolbecken retrieves his stick. And Bakker skating across to try and cut off Ito, but Ito still has the puck. Ito tries to just bring it forward, but it will be cleared by Skolbecken. And now Varnes is here, passing it to Solberg, but Kumagai will just get a piece of it and able to clear it into the corner. Ito. Ishikawa. Big work from Cruikshank there to try and disrupt the puck. But Norway can't keep it in the zone. 4 minutes 30 left in this period. Matsushita. Matsushita just across behind the net. Bakker will come in to try and keep it in. Again, Matsushita. We've just seen a back and forth here in this zone. Kumagai dumps it out. Ito's going to chase for this puck at the boards. Nordstoga forcing Ito to the boards. And we have a battle at the boards for the puck. Kumagai, as Oisef now has the puck. Dropping it for Pedersen. Pedersen doesn't manage to clear it. Now Misawa with a shot on the net. Sun will cover it up. Tries to play it, but referee blows early. Face off, we'll see the puck go to the corner here. High sticking is the call. Three minutes 18 left. How many of this is Yukai? Bakker. Bakker's been great this whole tournament, just a shame about that deflected goal really early on in the game. Misawa will dump it down. Again, high stick called. Again, Norway on the face-off, winning it. Skolbeck and to Bakker. Bakker with a shot on net, forcing Hori to just bat it away. Oysef passing it central to Cruikshank. Doesn't get through traffic though. Bakker. Lingroff. Oh. Pass in from Oysef. Oysef. The puck's still loose. No goal. Norway have had a couple of chances now that just haven't shown up for them. Ito coming right back down the ice now. He's got Nitso with him too. Skolbeck though, in an effort to stop him. Dumps it out of the zone. We're in the final 2 minutes of this period now. Yukai with the puck. Pass it forward to Ito. Skolbeck though will just steal that from his stick. Japan offside, need to retreat. Gives Bakker the time. Oysef. Skolbeck and dumping it up. Ishikawa. To Yukai. Oysef here. Oysef still with the puck, shoots it towards the net, saved by the Japanese goalie, number 19, Hori. Nitsu's here to help Yukai. Yukai still with the puck, dumps it out of the zone. 38 seconds remaining on the clock. Sudo still has the puck here, shoots it in. Stopped by number 20 there, but shot in. Japan score their fifth. Celebrations there from Japan. I think that was Yukai getting that goal and puts the lead back to 4 goals for Japan. Norway got themselves a goal earlier, but now Japan just get that goal back. Just as Japanese goalie just adjusts himself. Bakker with the puck into the Japanese zone. He shoots, it goes over the bar. Bakker just trying to force the puck into the net there, and there's a big scramble at the net. And it looks like a penalty shot. Final few seconds of the period, and there will now be a penalty shot. Really interested. Pedersen will be taking the shot. This is a big moment in this game. Pedersen's going to skate right back up to those face-off circles. Pedersen now retrieving the puck center ice. Skating. Had an open net there and just couldn't get it on target. Horry had committed and Pedersen just couldn't finish the shot. We return back to the ice for the last 6 seconds of this period. It looked to me earlier like Coach Frick Ewell asked Backer. Backer said no. Asked Pedersen. Pedersen nodded his head. As we let these last few seconds pass by. And that is the end of the second period here. Norway got one back, but then Japan rebuilt that 4-goal lead. It's going to be tough for Norway if they are going to make the comeback happen in this third period. It's going to be really tough. Japan in such a good shape right now. Horry, the only mistake I'm really making is that one goal. And the penalty shot, really. It's going to be an interesting third period here. We'll be back in 14 minutes for the conclusion of not just this game, but this tournament. We will find out if it will be Japan going to Milan or if Norway can stage an epic of a comeback. We'll be back now in 14.
please welcome back Team Norway and Team Japan.
We're here back in Jessheim for the third period. Japan 5, Norway 1. Norway are against a 4-goal deficit here. What can Norway do to overcome this deficit? Or will we see Japan just sail to the end of this game here, stamping their flight to Milan? 20 seconds until face-off now. We're eager to get things going here. Andresson remaining in goal for Norway. And Oisef will face off against Yukai here. Backer. Skolbeck and Mitsu will come in, hunting for the puck. Oisef though will try and dump out as only does. And there'll be icing. We'll see the face-off back in the Norwegian zone. Yukai Oisef on the face-off dot. And back and now along the boards. Sudo will collect the puck. And Pedersen here. Nitsu. Oisef. Shut down by Japan there. And Yukai coming straight back. Puts it ahead for Ito, but Skolbecken will instead intercept. Norway back on side here. Big hit from Nitsu, knocking Oisef off the puck. A shot on net, saved, but still in play. Sudo here with the puck against the boards. Mitsu. Again, scramble at the boards, but now Ishikawa. Pass it to Yukai. Oisef though, great job intercepting, tries to shoot it on net, but it goes through the crease here, but Pedersen is on the other side of the ice to receive it. Oisef in towards goal. Solberg can't just poke it in. Mitsu. Oysef across. Solberg with the puck. Dumps it in. Now Pedersen. Up against the boards. Yukai will take the loose puck. Ishikawa to Nitsu. Up to Ito, but it's icing. And we come back to the Japanese end here. Varnes on the face-off across from Yukai. Varnes to Bakker. Bakker shoots it towards goal, but it just will sail past to the right. Hamre. Referee Esposito just getting caught up in the puck there, out to Ito. Ito there, speeding pass, shoots, and it is not on target. The penalty here now. Penalty on Varnes here. Again, Japan on the power play now. Not what Norway want. Norway just making it harder and harder for themselves. Van is called for interference. Just waiting to reset the clock there. My guy tries to win it, but it's cleared out the zone. Oysef passes to Cruikshank. Taken out there by the Japanese defense. Japan will get a penalty of their own though. Itsuki Ito will spend 2 minutes in the box also for interference. That nullifies that Japan power play, but Norway's still down to 4 men. Can they make something happen with this extra space on the ice here? It's 11 minutes 6 left of this period, not of this game, if they don't at least get the four back to take it to overtime. Oysef tries to shoot, but not on target, deflected by Sudo. Nordstoga puts it behind to Oysef. It just goes loose and Yukai will gain the puck, passing it to Kumagai, who dumps it into the zone. Nordstoga passing up to Oysef here. Again, big play by Kumagai there. Yukai. Kumagai shoots. Just to the left of the goal. Cruikshank under pressure from Yukai here. Sund will just put that behind the goal. But Sudo, Yukai, Japan putting a lot of pressure on here. Icing called off. 10 minutes remaining on Varne's penalty. Norway gain a slight power play here, 16 seconds. Yukai shoots and it goes over front into the goal. Japan extend their lead. 6-1 Japan. Japan scored short-handed there as well. There are a few Japanese supporters here, as they have been all week. But with the crowd being majority Norway, it's pretty quiet in here now. Yukai, Shizai Yukai, sorry, with that goal. Varnes, as Japan get their player back. Hori will cover it here. Crookshank here, this Kumagai on the face-off. Baka intercepted by Kumagai. And it's Japan now, they fall in their own attack. Kumagai with a shot. Finds the net with a long snipe there from the captain. Japan now just running away with this. (7-1) for Japan. Feels difficult for Norway to overturn this game. Definitely is now. Oysef and Yukai on the face-off. Vatner back. Baka here now. Baka tries to put it on net. Is swatted away by Hori. Puck is loose. Cleared by Yukai. Icing is the call. 8 minutes 11 remaining. But I don't think that's enough time now for Norway. Norway struggling to score on the power play with a penalty shot. It's going to take a lot of work for them to score on Hori now. Oysef battling with the Japanese there. Yukai clearing the puck around the boards. Sudo just taking it off the puck. Pedersen to Baka here. Baka back to Pedersen. Shot saved by the Japanese goalkeeper there. Yukai on the face-off dot with Lingroff here now. Hammer with a shot, just goes wide. Hammer to Lingroff. Back along the boards. Yukai will pressure. Kept in then. Hammer it with a shot through traffic, and the puck is still loose. Cleared though now finally by Japan. Ito. That great skating we see from him. Knocked off his edges though. Yukai just bats it back into the zone. Ito tries to shoot and just sails into the corner. Rodstoga misses the puck. Ito. Rodstoga sends it along the boards. Kronbeck clearing the zone. But Hammer just being offside. Five minutes 59 left. Each second that ticks by, it just becomes more likely that Japan will be the ones heading to Milan in March. But it is hockey, anything can happen in ice hockey. My guy across to Ito. Ito over the goalie for his hat trick, I believe. Great finish. Hat-trick goal for Itsuki Ito, number 10 for Japan. Been great this whole tournament. Great to see him rewarded with a hat-trick. Morisaki behind the net. Vatner with just really low quality shot there, just trying to make something happen, give Norway an opportunity to score. But under the 5-minute mark remaining, Japan ahead by 7 goals. I'm not sure this is what anyone expected in this game. Ito again, one-on-one with the goalie. Ito, saved by Sunt. And nearly put in by a Norwegian player again. Nordstoga on to Pedersen. Pedersen shoots and scores. Pedersen giving something for the crowd to cheer. Still though, it's a 6-goal deficit here for Norway. And here we see Coach Ryo Miyazaki talking to the referee. And we're ready again for the face-off. 3 minutes 59 on the clock. Backer. Shot. And just padded away there by Hori. Lingroff. Play on net. Again, saved. Ito. Has some Norwegian players in front of him though. Hamret trying to just get in the zone. Kept in here by Bakker. Lingroff passing to Skolbecken. Skolbecken here now. Skolbecken shoots. Saved by Hori. It's loose though. Spoke at the top of the broadcast about the last time these two teams meeting was actually at Paralympic qualifying event. First game of that event, mirroring the last game here. That was just 0-2 to Norway. Much different scoreline than we're seeing now. So far, the only similarity being Norway scoring twice. It's just caught up with the boards there. Two black jerseys, two white jerseys, all fighting for the puck. Hammer waiting for the puck to come loose. Tries to pass it centrally, but Ito now pick it up. Ito dumps it forward. For Morisaki, Skolbecken instead will beat him to it. Yukai under pressure from Lingroff. Skolbecken dumping it out of the zone. Matsushita. Again, dumping it out of the zone. Making Norway work to even enter the zone here. Sudo. Back into the corner. And clearing it. Skolbecken keeps it in. 2 minutes on the clock left. And this is a big 2 minutes. Japan need to keep their cool. They can save the throwing sticks in the air for another 2 minutes. Skolbecken. Shot deflected, and there's now a penalty on the play. And Skolbecken will earn a penalty back as the linesman goes down there. One minute 34 remaining of the game. It's all getting a bit intense there. But I think the only thing hurt on that linesperson is pride. as he just needs a towel to wipe off his helmet and visor. Skolbeck will have a penalty here. We just see the referee figure out the penalties and report to the coaches. Issue the clock here. Looks like they're taking 2 seconds off instead of adding the 2 minutes. Glad to see that last person was unharmed after that tumble. I'm sure his colleagues are eagerly clipping that up. Right, as we wait for the penalties to come on in. It looks like Japan will be 5-on-4. Whatever it is, the penalty is for roughing. Hamlet passing to Varnes there. Varnes back over. Japanese defense able to just clear it away. 1 minute 17 left in the clock. Hammer taking the face off here. Kronberg skating hard for the puck back there. Ishikawa keeps it out of the zone. A minute remaining now in this tilt. I think we can say that Japan will be the ones heading to Milano. Kumagai here. Kumagai doesn't quite get a shot off. There is a penalty though on the play. Kumagai so close as it bobbled across the red line there. We're going to see a slashing call on Norway. Looks like we're 5-on-3 here. Bittersweet end to the tournament here for Norway. Hosting it, trying to get that competitive edge. Fortunately for them, it's just not enough. And they see this final defeat to Japan. We're just trying to figure out penalties on the board here. Meanwhile, the players are sat on the ice getting chilly. I'm sure they would rather just play out the 45 seconds. So it's 5-on-3 for Japan. in the last 44 seconds. Ito here now. Ito with a shot. Goes across. Ishikawa maybe had a chance there, but didn't quite capitalize from it. Cruikshank. Cruikshank with the puck. Ito just leaves the zone. But going back for his stick now. Yukai. Yukai with a shot. Sails wide. As we enter the last 10 seconds here, a very excited Japanese team counting down. And that's victory for Japan here in Jessheim. Victory meaning qualification to the Paralympic Games next year. The Milano Cortina 2026 Winter Paralympic Games. And they've qualified. Look at what it means to these teams. Elation for Japan, but devastation for Norway. They came so close, a game away from winning that qualification. Winning their first 3 games, setting themselves up for the best run they could imagine, and unfortunately it's just not enough. The team staff of Japan on the bench celebrating. Japan have been on a bit of a rebuild themselves. And what effort they put in, and it shows. Norway will not be attending the games. They came so close. But with a new cycle, there's new opportunities for these teams. We see teams that are entering this process in this cycle. Teams like Kazakhstan, just a few years ago, they entered their first C pool and now represented at the qualification tournament. And we go to the best players for the teams. For Norway, that number 20, Hamne. A great performance despite the result. I just feel so sorry for this Norway team. That ends the tournament here. Norway finishing with 9 points. Can't quite see exactly where that puts them. But Team Japan's best player, rightfully so, goes to number 19, Wataru Hore. And look as his team cheer him on. Great work from the Japanese. Tears in the eyes, and the anthem hasn't even started yet. Again, this means so much to Japan. Both of these teams missing out on that qualification last time round. Japan went to the rebuild and now they have made it. And the sportsmanship there between the 2 best players. 2 sides battling hard, but Norway just lost grip of the game really early on. And unfortunately, it's cost them. And we also have some MVP awards of the tournament to give out. Best forward of the tournament going to, of course it is, number 10, Itsuki Ito. Itsuki Ito winning and not realizing they were ready for the anthem, but of course it had to be the number 10 himself as he takes the tumble. But incredible work all tournament from Ito. Of course, he got a hat-trick of his own this game, but all through the tournament, a firepower for Japan. Best defenseman of the tournament award going to Baka here from Norway. Had a great tournament. Overall, had a great tournament. Maybe not mentioning his slip up in that first period, but great to see Baka awarded and goalkeeper of the tournament. Goes to, of course, number 19, Wataru Hore. What performance he's put in this whole tournament. I mean, he was top of the standings for goalkeepers before this game. And then he withstood the pressure from Norway. Great work from Hore here. And great respect from the three MVPs. All smiles, and we will now take a short break, I believe, as we will hear the national anthem of the winning team, the team that's going to the Paralympic Games in March. Team Japan.